Thank you, Chairman. We have a migrant crisis in this country, one that has exploded under the current administration. Just under 10 million migrants have crossed our southern border since Joe Biden took office. Now, as a New Yorker, I understand full well that we are a nation of immigrants. My great-grandparents came through Ellis Island. My wife is an immigrant. I've been through this process. It is a fundamentally broken system. We must secure the border. We must stop this massive influx of illegal immigration, human trafficking, fentanyl trafficking, fentanyl pouring into our communities, killing 70,000 Americans last year alone. And people are upset because the governor of a southern border state, which has been overrun for decades, had the temerity to transport migrants up to New York. Joe Biden was flying migrants into my district, Westchester County Airport, on midnight flights, secret flights nobody was supposed to know about, long before Governor Abbott started sending anyone to New York. My Democratic colleagues in New York didn't have boo to say about it. Why? Because they didn't care, because it didn't impact them. They say we're a sanctuary state and a sanctuary city. They use billions in taxpayer funds to provide free housing, free health care, free education, free food, free clothing for undocumented migrants. And now, because it has impacted them, they are complaining. The mayor of New York City, after saying we welcome them, in fact, going to the Port Authority bus terminal to welcome them, now says this crisis is destroying New York City. Now says that we need to cut the NYPD budget at a time when crime is still at record highs. This is an absolute disgrace. This problem can be solved very simply. Secure the damn border. Increase border personnel. Increase court personnel to hear these asylum cases expeditiously. These asylum cases are taking 2 to 3 years to be heard at a minimum, and nearly 2/3 of them are rejected when they are heard because poverty in and of itself is not a prerequisite for asylum. It is tragic. We need to work with our allies in the Western Hemisphere to address many of the challenges. You see the crisis in Venezuela. You see the crisis in Haiti. These are real challenges that we have to deal with. But just leaving our border wide open is not solving the problem. Now, I've heard for years, oh, we have about 11.5 million undocumented immigrants in this country. Well, when you're adding 9.6 million immigrants who are here illegally, who are waiting for their asylum case to be heard, it's a lot more than an 11.5. We're talking upwards of over 20 million people who are here illegally. We have to deal with that. You're not rounding everybody up and kicking them out. We all know that. And anybody who suggests otherwise is full of crap. But we have to deal with this. And we have to deal with a legal immigration system that is fundamentally broken. These arbitrary caps that have been in place for decades. Immigration hasn't been reformed since 1986. I was born in 1986. This is a joke. We should be making immigration decisions based on our economic needs. We have a shortage of doctors, of nurses, of home health aides. Instead, we're saying, oh, if you're from this country, no, you've hit your cap. What? It's foolish. It makes no sense. So let's start with one fundamental truth. which is that under Joe Biden, nearly 10 million migrants have crossed our southern border. This administration has failed miserably, miserably to deal with the migrant crisis. And for Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams to act as though they're shocked and outraged when they enact policies like sanctuary cities, like refusal to cooperate with ICE, like using taxpayer money to pay for free housing, health care, and the like, give me a break. Let's secure the damn border. I yield back.